The only real advantage to having Cream as a partner is that she can allow you to throw cheese at Chao. Unfortunately, she tends to gimp certain characters, mainly just Tails. I mean, look at this. Tails has more vertical height in his flight with her than horizontal flight, which completely ruins his flight. Cream and Tails and Cream, like, you really would expect them to be great at flying because they're the two flying characters combined. But instead, they're just terrible. Cream and Sonic is one of the worst combinations in the game because it completely gimps Cheese the Chao because you can only throw him forwards. He can't home into enemies, which destroys the entire point of him. Like, at first I thought, well, obviously it's the best combination because he has this cool fireball effect. But no. This ability isn't very useful. Like, she doesn't get much horizontal momentum. She doesn't go very far when she goes with the umbrella. This is a pretty broken combination though, I gotta admit. I always play as this in the hardest level of the game. Because when she's Cream and Knuckles, the Chao always circles around her, and it can actually attack enemies that way. The only problem is that sometimes the Chao doesn't actually happen to be next to the enemy because it moves around her so slowly. But that's only been an inconvenience to me once. This is Team Jubilee. Apparently they can do a hop jump off springs. This is also pretty useless. Again, she doesn't really go that far with the balloons. When you're Sonic with Cream as your partner, you get this little air dash, but it's not that useful because it doesn't give you that much distance. You're more likely to just air dash into pits, if anything. But yeah, I was confused when they mentioned that Team Jubilee can do a double jump off springs, because can't everyone do that? I thought it was only Knuckles that couldn't do the tricks. It shouldn't restrict tricks off springs to certain combinations. Cream can actually give you a bubble underwater, which seems pretty cool and broken until you realize that you don't get Cream until long after you've gone past all of the levels with water in them. There's no water in Cybertrack. There's no water in Chaos Angel. There's no water anywhere in the game other than the areas before where you get Cream. Talk about a wasted opportunity. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to point out. Knuckles can glide underwater when he has Sonic as his partner. And he can climb underwater when he has Sonic as his partner. Not that it really matters since you're barely ever underwater in this game, which is good. But that just makes it all more infuriating. Why can he only glide and climb underwater? And you know, in Sonic Heroes, Knuckles wasn't able to glide and climb at all. And maybe that's why. Maybe it's because he was with Sonic and Sonic was gimping his abilities. Although I don't really believe the idea that characters in Sonic games could gimp each other's abilities just by being around each other. I mean, in Sonic Heroes, Sonic gave his friends the ability to grind on rails. So I'm fine with that. But it doesn't make any sense that they could take away abilities from each other. I mean, I know it's based on compatibility, like Sonic and Knuckles don't get along because they have opposite personalities and values. But I don't care, they would still be a better team than that. I don't know. And of course I'm going to be playing as Knuckles and Tails again. Like I said, it's a broken combination. I love the double jump. This is easily Knuckles' best game because of that. Unfortunately, that's not going to help you with the hardest, most difficult boss in the game. Well, I say hardest, but it's more luck-based. I feel sorry for speedrunners because there is really no skill involved in this. It's all entirely based on luck. What you gotta do is you gotta jump at the blue ball to turn it orange, because for some reason it can only damage the boss when it's orange, even though it looks just as solid when it's blue. I guess hitting it burns it with the friction of jumping into it, and so it makes it hot enough to damage the boss. That's the only explanation I can think of. But yeah, the problem is that you have to jump into the ball in a very specific way, in a very specific position on the screen, in order to make it so that you bounce the ball back at the boss. And sometimes the partner can inconvenience you. Like earlier on, as the text pointed out, he just knocked the ball to the left of me when I was trying to get it to the boss. Although I have noticed that the partner has actually helped me in this boss as well. Like sometimes I've scored hits that I haven't, that I wouldn't have otherwise because of him. So the partner is both a blessing and a curse. Like I definitely don't think having a partner ruins the game. In fact, it's helped me more than anything. And most of the time when you're going through levels, the partner is so far behind you that he's not able to inconvenience you with artificial stupidity. Because he's not even on the screen. So I don't really see why basically a game forcing you to play a Sonic and Tails mode. It sounds bad, but the tag actions and the benefits of having combinations more than makes up for that. But yeah, the cannon moves around from left to right on the boss so quickly, and it shoots so quickly that there's really no strategy involved in this because, well, in theory, like, you could wait until the cannon is above him, and then jump when you're standing just to the left or right of the cannonball, so that you land on top of it from above and send it down towards the boss. That's a potential strategy you could do, but again, the cannon moves around so fast that by the time that it reaches the top of the Eggmobile, you're probably not going to be directly above the Eggmobile. Another thing is that the Eggmobile has such a faster acceleration from a standstill than you. So, really all you gotta do is just keep jumping and hope that you'll win. And I'm pretty sure that standing on those platforms, the ones to the left and right of the arena, I'm pretty sure standing on them for long enough makes them fall down in the actual boss fight, so you shouldn't do that. And that's another way your partner can actually get you killed, if he stands on the platforms and they fall with him and you happen to walk down there. That's never really happened to me though. But yeah, that is easily my least favorite boss in the game. Like, the boss of Twinkle Snow, the ball and chain spike ball is absolute bullshit, the definition of cheap. But at least it's slightly better when you know that the platforms only fall after you jump off them. This boss is luck-based and will always take you forever no matter what you do. I end up resorting to save stating after every time that I hit it at some point, because I didn't want to die at the very end. I like the music for the hub world of Chaos Angel, and I especially like the music for the hub world of Cybertrack. Like, it's all slowed down, and so it sounds really cool and badass. Bottomless pits are everywhere in the outside area of Chaos Angel. This is considered to be the hardest zone in the game. Although, to be honest, I kind of like it, actually. I like it a lot. Like, aside from Act 3, which is a nightmare, I really enjoy it. And part of the reason is it really knows how to do satisfying platforming. Because the platforms are always above bottomless pits and stuff, unless sometimes you fall into lower routes, but often they're above bottomless pits, and so it feels really satisfying successfully landing on them. And when you're playing as Knuckles and Tails, you can do a double jump, and that cancels out all of your horizontal momentum. Somehow. I'm gonna assume that's magic. But yeah, you cancel out your horizontal momentum, and so you can land on the platforms precisely so much easier. It's not like Sonic or any character other than Knuckles for that matter, where you have to hold back on the control pad while you're jumping to platforms to make sure that you don't overshoot your jumps, because you have so much momentum in the air. Thankfully, that wasn't enough to ruin the platforming in this game like I thought it would be. But yeah, Chaos Angel is all about throwing every single thing at you it can and seeing if you make it. It's got practically every gimmick from the previous levels here. It's got the seesaws that really shouldn't have been in the first level in the game. Although you can skip them with Tails' launch jump and with the glide. And I think you can fly over them too. So it's really not that big of a deal. one of the gimmicks that this level introduces are these things. Like, you push the blocks and they act like dash pads. And again, they're really well designed in that they always curl you up into a ball. So, if you get flung into an enemy, you don't get hurt. That's something that springs should do. Like, you should always get curled up to a ball automatically after you get launched by a spring. And you should still be able to do air tricks while you're in ball form. I think that would make the game less cheap, because you wouldn't be able to get sent forwards into enemies. God, I hate those things! One of the new gimmicks that Chaos Angel has is the platforms, is the falling boulders. And the dickish thing about them is that they're always placed in areas with boulders that will fall out of the ceilings. And it's really annoying when you're in either the lower routes or the outside areas, where there's bottomless pits everywhere. And you can easily get hit by the falling boulders and get sent to your death. And the reason why it's easy to get hit by the falling boulders is because you're moving so slowly on the moving platforms that only move when you start running on them. And it really sucks, those moving platforms, because you look like you're running a lot faster than they're moving. So it's just like the spears in Angel Island Zone Sonic Advance 1. It's so frustrating that you're moving a lot slower than you normally would. You've also got the crouch blocks back from Twinkle Snow. It's a good thing I knew how to use them by that point, although sometimes you can skip them. But yeah, the indoors areas aren't that bad. Aside from the occasional bottomless pit, but that's in the lower routes and you should stay away from those anyways. Like, I actually really like Chaos Angel, because it's got very satisfying platforming, because they do a lot to reward you for getting it right. Especially in the outer areas. And in the inner areas, they really do remember how to be fast. There's lots of fast parts, lots of... I mean, I don't like how it takes a long time to push the block dash pads. Like, I would rather just walk into a dash pad and get instantly sent upwards through the loop and stuff. But what you gonna do? So yeah, I actually like this level quite a bit. Of course, this is coming from someone who likes Scrap Brain Zone, so maybe I just like a good challenge. The annoying thing about the platforms that I just fell past is that it's not like you can glide into them and climb up them, because as you can see, there's a raised part of them at the very top. And that was probably put there specifically so that Knuckles wouldn't be able to climb up them all the way. Although I guess, no, I don't think that you can do a double jump and then glide back onto them and climb up them, because it looks like the raised part of it at the very top is so small that you probably wouldn't be very likely to grab onto it, if at all. Oh yeah, here's these things, like the hangers, which are usually associated with snowy levels. So it's kind of weird that they first appear in this level, not Twinkle Snow. But basically, sometimes they can be cheap because you can land on them and there will be a flying enemy like a buzz bomber ready to knock you off them. So you got to jump into it and make sure that you land back on it. And you've also got the gray platforms that will helpfully shake when you land on them to let you know that they're going to start falling. And some of them fall really fast, and so you gotta jump really quickly on them. And so it's kind of agitating when you're expected to, like this area. Like, I'm jumping to the right constantly. Oh, suddenly I can't jump to the right. Oh, I've gotta take the time to respond to the fact that I'm not jumping to the right anymore, so I've gotta jump to the left. Oh, now I can't jump to the left anymore. Now I've gotta jump to the right. And that's kind of a problem for me, because you can only be on those platforms for a small amount of time. So you're really rushed. So you can easily make the wrong decision and jump in the wrong way. I was surprised that I only died 3 times there. Like, again, I guess I'm just good at platformers or something, because... And it's not really about the whole Knuckles climbing thing, because, again, there's raised areas on the pillars. So it's not like you can always climb up them all the way. and prevent yourself from falling to your death. And one thing I forgot to mention is that I absolutely love the theme of Act 1 Chaos Angel. It is actually my favorite song in the entire franchise. I just love how fast-paced it is and how it's got so many different melodies in it, and I just love the frantic atmosphere and everything. This easily is the best song in the entire game. See you in the next part.